Hi everyone. It's Annemiek, and I'm here with Leslie Ellis, one of our fantastic certified soul-based coaches, also one of the assistants in our trainer team, I should say. Welcome, Leslie.
Hi, thank you. Thanks. I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about a juicy topic, which is about how you are marrying soul-based coaching and yoga together, and yoga not just being something that you happened upon just recently, but something that you've been really steeped in for years and years. So do you want to say a little bit about that, about your background and kind of how things have come together for you?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've been teaching yoga for almost 25 years and had my own business doing that for nearly that long. I'm a yoga therapist also, and have been a certified coach now for, um, I think, almost 3 years.
Oh, it's
Something like
quite
that.
lightly.
Yeah, yeah. So as you said, I'm very steeped in yoga. That is my thing. I've been doing it a long time. Um, Owned a yoga studio, have taught for a long time. And those few years ago, I was thinking about trying to expand and what I might do with that and do a coach certification. And I'm really so grateful, as I've said to you before, but just to say it in public too, I'm so grateful to you and that I found the academy and this soul-based coaching program. Um, Bringing that together in my yoga and yoga therapy practice has been phenomenal. Really, it has allowed me to um, take something that I love and that I feel really deeply connected to and inspired by, which is yoga, and deepen, widen, expand, like open up what I'm able to offer through that. I
Mm.
do soul-based coaching sessions separately from yoga also, which I love because as a practitioner, it gives me it almost feels like it's very much married, like you said, but it also gives me like this other channel to travel with my clients with, which feels in some ways, and it's kind of funny when I think about this because everybody thinks, oh, yoga teachers, they help people relax and it's very soothing and all of that. And I would say the way I teach yoga is, but it's almost like the soul-based coaching is my more relaxing, like easeful practice as a practitioner, just because of the nature of it, like what is inherent in holding space for a session. It's so peaceful, really.
Mm. Is that
Not to
what
say the yoga isn't, but
it's funny, isn't it? When there's like, yeah, so there's, do you want to say anything else about that marrying? Because I think that is a really key word for
mm,
you.
mm-hmm. Yeah, well, maybe it's in part like that. It's like in a marriage, there's two separate individuals, right? And those two separate individuals have their own lives. And I would say in my practice, like these two pieces have their own lives. I'm I teach yoga. I'm a yoga therapist. I am supporting people with that, with my eye to how bodies are and how energy is held in the body, and to supporting people and going where they want, not just physically, because the way I teach yoga is not solely a physical practice, but really like that quality of yoga, bringing things together. Like that is a stream that I work in. And then there's this other piece, the soul-based coaching. And like I said, it's a different channel to meet people in. And it has its own individual life, has its own friends, it has its own like activities, and the way that it sparks my enthusiasm for my work and my feeling of being inspired in my work, and like I said, like what I can offer to clients. But they come together beautifully, um, because I feel like in the yoga soul-based coaching has changed the way, um, or I don't know, changed. Maybe it is like that, again, like a couple, like you kind of are changed, but you're still yourself, but changed. So it has um, influenced so deeply the way that I teach yoga. I ask people different kinds of questions. I listen with a newly tuned ear when people are speaking. I um, hold space in a different way. And holding space, I wasn't first introduced to holding space through soul-based coaching, right? That's something that we've been talking about for a long time. And I feel like I really had a quality of holding space that was deeply appreciated by my clients and felt really good to me. But that container that I'm ever able to hold is much bigger now because of that marriage. Yeah.
Mm.
And the soul-based coaching, the way that I come to that, I think is influenced too by me being a yoga practitioner and yoga teacher for so long.
Mm.
And I have my own kind of special way of doing it, even though the process of soul-based coaching is and one of the things I love about it is that it's so clean. Like I don't have to like make it up or try to figure out how to guide people. That again is like in the process itself. But maybe it's like my ability to hold myself in my own presence is deepened by my yoga practice. Do you?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So that's the marriage.
Yeah.
I love that there's both this individuality of the two streams and then also the way that they come together. It feels really good in my
Mm.
work life, which, I'm a solopreneur, as they say, working by myself. Things never get boring, for sure. I never feel like I'm like just doing the same old thing.
No,
I
no,
feel
that
really enriched by my work.
that makes total sense. Yeah. And I think I've been as you were speaking, I was listening, and one thing that really bubbled up is like something that seems to me from how I know you, and I don't think I've never been in a yoga class that you've taught, but the way that you speak about yoga and the way that you show up in our community, um, there's a big similarity in kind of the depth of presence and attention that you bring to both yoga and soul-based coaching. And there's some I'm thinking, because we often get that question from people like, can I use soul-based coaching with other modalities that I'm using? And I think that in general, the answer to that is yes, if you make sure that you learn to actually learn the craft, um, so that you can get to that point of marrying, and they still remain their identity as well. Um, but there is it marries even better. you can you get to have better children, to stay in the metaphor. Maybe if there is a similarity in values, right, in the modality or in the practitioner. So, and I think that's one of the things that make it it's like 1 and 1 is 3, kind of like, then it gets to be extra exciting, because there can be that cross fertilization, that is not always on a level of practice in the sense of what you do, but often is also very much in how you come to the modality that you're using. Would you agree?
Yeah, that compatibility, like, are the two compatible with each other? And for me, yoga and soul-based coaching, there's no conflict. Like they're really okay, in any good marriage, there's always going to be some conflict,
It's
right?
going to be a bit of rubbing up against each other.
A bit of rubbing up against each other, yes. Yes. And there's a level of sensitivity, I think, and dedication and commitment that allows that like rubbing together to like to heighten what it is that's possible there and what happens inside of that coming together, versus creating some kind of strife or some kind of like resistance or difficulty. I think bringing the two together, like I could say that it also, and I'm loving this little marriage analogy or a metaphor, but it's like it has demanded of me to be willing and open to see how things can move and to see how things could change and be different. Yeah. So if I were a yoga teacher who had, one specific way, this is how you do it, maybe I wouldn't work as well. But my own personality, and part of why I'm so attracted to soul-based coaching, I think, is because of this sense of openness and acceptance that is, again, like right within that process. We're not looking for a particular outcome. That's very yogic, right? To let go of the outcome, to like do the work, be in the process, take the actions necessary, but release the outcomes. And so the again, that compatibility is there. And the process of the coaching, I I love that open spaciousness in it, and like being very curious, and I am a very curious person. Like curiosity and wonder are some of my like most exciting, my most favorite states of being. Like I love that encouragement within the process, and just how it takes me so into that state of curiosity, like what might happen here.
Yeah.
And setting aside what I think that outcome could be, or at least recognizing, like, I'm starting to think about a particular outcome, and I might be able to see that in my mind, because this is how we are as humans. Like we develop pictures in our mind, we kind of see how things fit together, but also that very loose grasp as a coach that I have on that picture being V1, and letting it like reshape and take a different form based on the client's experience. And that's so exciting. It's really, it's very fun.
Yeah. I love it. So when you're listening, that there's so many like values and things that are coming through in your words. Like if anybody has a question, if they have a modality already, if it fits with, if it feels like it's an energetic resonance with the words that Leslie's been using, things like integrity and curiosity and wonder and openness and acceptance, and having that space for finding out what can happen, willingness to let go of outcome, like when that speaks your language, then yes, then you can very easily marry what you're doing to soul-based coaching. Yeah, beautiful, Leslie. Thank you so much. Is there anything that you would like to add to, because this feels really beautifully complete, this marriage. Is there anything that feels like is missing?
No, I think that's it. It's fun. I'm just noticing like it's really fun for me to get to articulate that and to talk a little bit about it. So thanks for the space to do that.
Yeah, thank you so much. So anyone who wants to work with Leslie, where can they find you?
I have a website. It's yogaheartsong.com, yogaheartsong.com. And yeah, there's all kinds of great information there about how to work with me or just what I'm up to in the world. So
Great.
love to see you there.
Yeah, highly recommended. Thank you all very much for watching, and let us know if you have any questions in the comments. All right, till we
Good.
meet again.